AST'nin insan hakları konusundaki referansı, Birleşmiş Milletler'in Evrensel İnsan Hakları Beyannamesi'nden başlayarak ortaya çıkan üst düzey uluslararası metinlerdir. Bu metinlere göre insan doğuştan gelen vazgeçilmez bir takım haklara sahiptir ve bu hakların korunması özgürlük, güvenlik ve adaletin temelidir. AST, işte bu haklara inanan bir grup gazeteci, hukukçu, akademisyen ve sivil toplum gönüllüsü tarafından Türkiye'de yaşanan eşi görülmemiş güç yozlaşması ve bu yozlaşmanın getirdiği mağduriyetler çerçevesinde faaliyet göstermek üzere vicdani bir görev bilinciyle kurulmuştur. Bir yandan Türkiye'deki baskı rejiminin yaptığı ve artık neredeyse rutin hale gelen hak ihlalleri konusunda uluslararası toplum ve devletler nezdinde farkındalık oluşturma çabası içinde olan AST, öte yandan hakları gasp edilen kişilerin mağduriyetlerini giderme adına hukuki süreçlere aktif olarak katkıda bulunmaktadır. Hak ihlalleri konusunda kapsamlı raporlar hazırlayan AST, bu raporları Türkiye'nin de taraf olduğu Birleşmiş Milletler, Avrupa Konseyi, Avrupa İnsan Hakları Mahkemesi gibi örgütlerin yanı sıra ülke parlamentolarında bulunan insan hakları komiteleriyle de paylaşarak susturulanların sesi olmaya çalışıyor. Bireysel düzlemde ise Avrupa İnsan Hakları Mahkemesi ve diğer mahkemelere yapılan başvurularda kılavuzluk sağlayarak geç de olsa ihlallerin giderilmesi için çaba gösteriyor. Bunların yanında yaşanan mağduriyetleri kayıt altına alıyor ve hem karar vericiler hem de genel kamuoyuyla paylaşıyor. Bu bağlamda 39 rapor, 29 kitap, 201 video, 89 hukuk başvurusu, 80 seminer ve başka kategorilerden toplam 1000'den fazla somut faaliyet AST ailesinin başarısı olarak tarihe geçmiş durumda. Siz de telefon, web sitesi ya da sosyal medya hesapları üzerinden AST'ye ulaşarak yardım talep edebilir, faaliyetlere katılabilir veya maddi manevi destek sunabilirsiniz. Unutmayalım ki hakkımızı koruyacak olan yine bizleriz. Bunun için buradayız ve biz birlikte daha güçlüyüz.
Young people, those who feel young, and most importantly, you, dear participants who care about human rights. Hello, and welcome to the second Human Rights Kahoot competition organized by Advocates of Silence Turkey, ASD. My name is Kübra Ünver, and I will be with you on ASD's YouTube channel in the monthly Human Rights Kahoot competition. Last month, our program ran in Turkish. This month, upon the viewer's choice, we will conduct in English. Nonetheless, if we haven't heard from your opinion yet, we are very interested in your feedback as well. Do you prefer these monthly Kahoot competitions to be English or Turkish? I could have given the option of Turkish as well, but let's save it to another time. What do you think? Do you want these Kahoot competitions run in English or Turkish? Please drop it down to the YouTube live chat stream. Last month, we talked about what human rights could mean for us, and we shared with each other the human rights we primarily value. There were several responses, which included freedom of thought, freedom of speech, freedom of faith, right of education, and choice of religion. Also, women and children rights were only some of so many. This month, I was thinking of brainstorming some of the measures that could be taken on personal and individual level. Looking around the world and sometimes watching the Marvel series can make us, especially me, yearn for some superpowers to end this evil mistreatment to the innocent, to vulnerable, to women, to children, to elders, overall to humans. Although waiting for the magical serum to be invented could take time, we fellow individuals could start by doing something within our own parameters. I believe there are several ways to how to get involved with and how we can promote human rights. I've got a couple of ideas and I noted them some. Along the way, please share in the chat box what you believe you did or doing something at the moment is contributing to the human rights. Along with my ideas, Your ideas could bring a lot of inspiration to people who are wondering what they could do within their own means and abilities. Please feel free to share in the chat box. And also, I am very happy to, look at the chat box and see responses about what language they prefer these Kahoot competitions to be. And some of our viewers, actually all of them up until now, said English. So I am glad that you guys are, preferring English. So let's get back to what we could do within our own parameters, and feel free to share in the chat box what you think could, help other people to do within their own parameters to promote and advocate for human rights. My very first number one, donate your time, volunteer. You have got something big in you. Everyone has got something big in them. Whether you have top-notch admin skills, whether you can create awesome graphics, or you can speak more than one language. I mean, at this point, we're going to be polyglots, right? So why not use those skills? And maybe you're good at public speaking. Use them. There are so many ways you can help by offering up your talents. It might be one day a month, or a full year, or once a week. But your welcome support makes a real impact to human rights campaigns. Check out the volunteering opportunities available in your local area and register your interest online. You have a lot to give these institutions. Second, let's be honest, where do we spend most of our time on technological devices? Social media. I will not debate about how much time we spend on it because I am not as pure as, the German snow. However, let's talk about what we do on social media. One of the easiest ways to take action for human rights is to rally support using social media. You can spread the word. You can read and educate yourself about current events and their impact on human rights. If you're active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, like God knows there's so many applications, pick one of them and make positive use of your networks and show your interest. There is power in numbers. Believe it or not, you can share a petition or campaign update to raise awareness, or literally a post, an inspiring photo or quote, and call on your connections to support human rights. I'm going to admit, I educate myself mostly on social media. Thanks to my valuable networks and their posts and stories, I'm able to keep myself updated. Number 3, you can compel others to take action through the power of conversation. Talk to people about someone's story. Who knows whose opinion you will influence? Along the way, you will recognize your own internal biases and work to overcome them. If you're living in a free country, speak up for what you care about. We all have something that we care deeply about, whether because of an experience we underwent, or we encounter something, we have witnessed something, or we have a story spoken by someone close to us. One brave voice is enough to open up a channel for others to share their experiences. Most importantly, in order to speak up and to be able to respond when opportunities to promote human rights arise, take care of yourself. How much self-care do you do? Physical self-care, emotional self-care, cognitive self-care, physical self-care, I'm not sure if I counted that one, but spiritual self-care. Are you taking care of yourself? Because in order to speak up for others and be able to advocate for others, you need to take care of yourself. I just wanted to remind that. Last but not least, you can also use your artistic skills. Advocates of Silence Turkey is holding the second ASD International Fatih Terzioğlu Short Film Festival 2021. It's a long title, but it's a short film festival where you can utilize your artistic skills and participate. For details, you can either email shortfilm@silenceturkey.org or check out silenceturkey.org. We're going to drop it in the down there. You can check it out. Short film at silenceturkey.org, or you can check out the website of silenceturkey.org. We have a little video to show you more detail about this short film festival. Can we show the 1 minute video that we have about the short film festival? Let me quickly check my own account. Things happen online. So thank you for your patience along the way. I will try to open the mini video for the short film festival. Here we go.
The International Short Film Festival of AST is being organized to commemorate an unsung hero this year, Fatih Terzioğlu.
Oops, I forgot share. Here we go. Oh. Oops. I'm sorry. Okay, this time I'll be able to do it.
The International Short Film Festival of AST is being organized to commemorate an unsung hero this year, Fatih Terzioğlu. Terzioğlu was imprisoned by the Erdogan regime just because he was a movie director working for Samanyolu TV network. He was put in solitary confinement by the prison management, where he developed cancer, which claimed his life in a short while. This year, though, he honors our festival with his celestial presence. Fatih Terzioğlu International Short Film Festival. Submission deadline October 30th, 2021. Details on silenceturkey.org.
Yes, that was a mini video of the short film festival. If you would like to utilize your own artistic skills, feel free to join and contribute something meaningful. Along the way, we have some viewers who share their opinions about what could be done on local level, on individual level. Let me share with you some of them. One of them was about stop the keyboard activism and actually start doing something on your local community. Start doing something small and real. Volunteer, have conversation, and donate. Thank you, Furkan, for your insight. We have another from Osman, and he says, spreading the word through social media. Yeah, we can do a lot on social media, and let's not underestimate that. And let's see. It's not really about, and we have another from Beza, and she says, it's not really about human rights, but I kind of started to dialogue with some people in my school. And it's mostly because I take RE as one of my subjects and joined the theology club. Yes, actually, if you're a student, if you're a professor, or if you're within the school setting, you can do something within your own clubs, within, as our friend said, taking classes. That is wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas. I hope it gives inspiration to others. Let's shift gears a little bit and move towards this month's competition. For those who are joining to AST's program for the first time, As we have just seen in the beginning of the program, the establishment purpose of ASD is to be voice of human rights violation that started with the failed coup attempt on July 15, 2016 in Turkey. The institution took off with few volunteers. Right now, with more than 100 volunteers, the ASD has been carrying out many projects in more than 20 different fields. It continues its services by adding new projects to its record. This month's competition is one of the most new ones. Our Kahoot competition has been designed to encourage young people to learn what human rights violations are, where and how to report them, and what human rights violations mean in universal constitutional law. This is the second time of our exciting competition where you can participate with your friends, family members, or just yourself and win prizes while learning. Our aim is to organize this competition every month to reinforce what we have learned on this occasion and to constantly acquire new information. Now, let's talk a little bit about the rules of our competition and what awaits you. The rules of our competition is very simple. There are only two things we want from you. The first one is to answer questions carefully, but most importantly, quickly. And the second is to not miss the small information I will be giving that may arise in other competitions. We will have Did You Know segments, and I will be sharing these informations along the competition. If you want to suggest questions for the next competitions, you can write to the chat section. Who knows, one of the questions you wrote will be included in our next competition. When was ever a competition complete without talking about the prizes, right? We're not going to play just to learn, just to have fun, but also earn some prizes. Who wouldn't like it? This month's Kahoot competition is going to be English, as you can see. And as we talked in the beginning, write down your language preferences in the chat. So we will take it into consideration for the upcoming competitions. So in total, we're going to have 15 questions in total. And we will have a prize of $200 for the first place, $150 for the second place, and $100 for the third. Our prizes will not go only to the top 3, but also to anyone who answers 12 out of 15 questions correctly. Yes, not only first 3 gets the question, top 3 gets the question, but also every single one of you who gets 12 questions out of 15 correctly gets the prize of $10. Does it end here? Nope. We have many more prizes coming along the way. ASD, Advocates of Silence Turkey, truly values human rights and very sensitive about appreciating those who are interested in human rights education, and human rights advocacy. So we have prepared a mini survey for you, and we will drop it in the chat box for you to see. So if you like to be kept updated for the upcoming news and programs, fill it out. There's also a lot going on ASD for you to learn, join, or participate. So if you fill out the form, we will draw 3 folks, and as token of appreciation, present $20 for each. So 3 people among the people, it sounds like a riddle, who filled the survey will award it by $20 after the raffle. So fill the survey, and if you're one of these 3 lucky people, you're gonna get the $20. So finally, we're getting closer to the competition. In order to deliver your gifts to you participants who placed in the top 3, who answered 12 out of 15 questions correctly, they need to take the screenshot of the results they won at the end of the competition, together with their usernames, and send it to youthz@silenceturkey.org. From last month's competitions, I believe we have still some winners who haven't got in contact with us, so we haven't given their gifts yet. So please, we want to give gifts. We want to give prizes. Reach out to us and claim your gift. Again, take your screenshot at the end and send it to youthz@silenceturkey.org. Also, when you fill out the survey, there will be a raffle will be made among the participants, and the prizes will be delivered to them as well. If emailing is not your favorite way to reach out, no worries. We have got a solution for it as well. So here's our phone number. You can call us and claim your gift as well. The phone number is +1 856 834 4092. Again, our phone number is +1 856 834 4092. I talked a lot. Let's play some game, okay? Again, some of the questions are going to be information-oriented. Do not forget to pay attention to the Did You Know segments, because some of the information proto I did there might be coming up in upcoming competitions. Let me share my screen and let's get ready for the game. Oh, by the way, if you joined last month, you know that we had some uninvited guests and they scammed us. So in order to prevent that happening again, we have built in second two-factor authentication feature. Therefore, you're going to see a pattern up here. You need to enter, and this pattern renews itself every 7 seconds. But because we're YouTube live, like you're streaming live, there is a slightly delay in projection, what I see on my screen and what you see on YouTube screen. So you're gonna be fast while you enter this pattern. So we slowly see people coming in. I see him. I highly wonder if he is the same fellow from last month. By the way, our winner of last month has sent us a video very recently, so we didn't have time to translate it in English, but next month we will display that. So if you would like us to share your video, feel free to send. We will share it, as long as it's relevant to the content. I need to specify that. So we have folks coming in. Again, it takes a little bit of time to enter the pattern. That's okay. We have the time. You need to join to our competition through Kahoot.it webpage, or if you have the application, you can join through there as well. When you enter Kahoot.it, you will come across with a request that asks you to enter the PIN. So the PIN can be found right on the top. It's 3954. And after you enter, you will also need to enter the pattern right there. The pattern changes every 7 seconds. Streamline delays projection a little bit, so when you see the new pattern, quickly enter the combination. It could be a little warm up as well, because as much as knowing the right answer is important in Kahoot, it is also important to, click fast. I hope none of yours technological device gets stuck or frozen, because sometimes my luck isn't always on my side, and it happens to me when I play Kahoot. And you get to both learn and also win. Rapunzel says, they always get it wrong. I know. Feza says, still the way you computer. Like, I can't do the combination. I know it's a little bit challenging, but we have people coming in, so it's okay. You have the time. I'm so glad that you guys are very interactive on the YouTube, live chat section. It doesn't feel as much lonely, We have a folk who can ask if they could donate to ASD. Oh, absolutely. You can through like ASD's website. If you reach out to them, I'm sure they have many channels where you can donate financially. Again, donate financially, donate your time, donate your skills. There's so many things you guys can do. Don't underestimate yourself or the impact you could possibly make. And feel free to share these monthly Kahoot competitions with your network. Use your social media. Or literally have the conversation as we talked. Along the conversation, you can mention this amazing opportunity to learn and also to earn. Learn and earn. There's like a little bit of a rhyme there. So we've got like 50 people watching currently. So let's wait maybe until 30, 35 people joining to the game. We've got 28 in the house. How is it going entering the patterns? I know it takes a little bit of a time. This is a precaution we try to take because you should have seen it last month. You can check it out last month's Kahoot, competition, and as it was live, you could see me struggling to take care of the scammers. Like there were thousands of usernames who were entering, like hundreds of them at the same time, and they locked the screen. We have a suggestion. Wait for the code to renew. When you see 7 seconds on the countdown, try to quickly memorize the colors and enter. Yeah. Man, I know you're like, I can't imagine how painful it is right now or how hard it is. But in the name of human rights, we're gonna do this. Okay, I think we're getting better at entering the pattern. We have 32 people in. Shall we wait it for 35 or 40? What do you say? Do we have more people trying to join? Zuleha, congratulations. She said she was able to do it after 50 tries, and she had to try a lot last time too, but oh, it didn't work then? Okay, she did it. She did it after 50 tries. Guys, your effort definitely is going to make a difference. Coco, we have 32. Let's wait for 3 more folks, and when we hit 35, I will hit the start button. Okay, 33. Last 2 folks. I'm glad that this time we don't have uninvited guests. 34. Oh, yes, 34. Oh, okay. 39, 40. Woo! It's going pretty fast. So, shall we start? Are you guys ready? Gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, let's do the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. 42 people are in the house, and welcome to the second Human Rights Kahoot. Our very first question is, what can be defined as human rights? Those benefit granted to any adult, those entitlements for those lawfully residing in a given country, those rights inherent to all human beings. Gosh, it was like a tongue twister. Woo! Okay, we got almost everyone. Make this choice correct. Those rights inherent to all human beings was the correct answer. Let's move to, before we move to second question, let's see what's going on our scoreboard. HG gets the first position with 913 points, Sardar second, third Ottoman, fourth Mountain, and fifth Hassan. Moving on, second question. What makes the Universal Declaration of Human Rights so unique? It was drafted by people from all over the world, set common standards on human rights protection, both previous answers. Let's see what makes the Universal Declaration of Human Rights so unique. The correct answer is both previous answers. It is so unique because it was drafted by people from all over the world. And second, it sets a standard on human rights protection. Okay, Mountain jumped up to the very top. Ottoman is second, Hassan is third, Shukran fourth, and Bas is number 5. I really enjoy how you guys become so creative with your usernames. Third question, is human rights education relevant? It is only relevant for those working in the legal profession. It is only relevant for presenting complaints on human rights violations. It is relevant for all human beings. Is human rights education relevant? And the correct answer is yes. As 42 people predicted, it is relevant for all human beings, every single one of us. Are there any changes? Oh yeah, we have. Hassan jumps to the first, Mountain second, Furkan third, fourth is Ottoman, and welcome Fatma Zehra, you're in number 5. Fourth question. What is the best answer about torture? It is allowed if used to prevent terrorist attacks, is only allowed after the decision of a judge, is never allowed. Oh God, torture. And the correct answer is under any circumstances, torture is never allowed. It's illegal, it's inhumane. Nope, you can't do it. Let's see what has changed. Hassan is protecting its position. Number 1, Furkan is second, Ottoman third, Bas number 4, and Fatma Zehra is on number 5. Fifth question. What is the most widespread violation of human rights today? Torture of political prisoners, violence against women and girls, discrimination against indigenous people, 4, forced child labor. Most widespread violation of human rights today. Yeah, we have several different answers that as you can see. All of these options are actually, a violation of human rights practices in today's life. But the most widespread one is violence against women and girls. Wow, we have a lot of changes in the scoreboard. Bus jumped to number 5, Ottoman raised to number 2, AG, welcome back. You're in number 3, Özgür number 4, and ES is on number 5. Before we move to the, sixth question, let's take a break and talk about Did You Know segment. So if you joined last month, you might be familiar with this project because I mentioned in Turkish. This time I will introduce it in English because I believe it's really important. Please check out the screen. It's in Turkish, but I'll be translating in English for you. So the very first Did You Know segment of today is about the Hope Story project from 2,000 refugee children. The aim of this project is to collect hope stories from our refugee young friends who had to leave their country, immigrated to other countries, and are trying to adapt to their new lifestyles. Just as the name indicates, this is going to be the story of 2,000 refugee children. Not only the first 3 gets the prize, but also every person who participated in this, in this project is going to claim a prize. And 100 of those who are selected will be, their stories will be published in Amazon. There will be 2 books and their names will be mentioned. So all you need to do is share your story. First 3 will get the prize of 500, 300, and 200 in order. For everyone who joins the competition, like those 2,000, will get $50 prize, and 100 people who get selected, their stories will be published in one of the 2 books on Amazon. So as long as you want to tell your stories will not only be published in a book, but it's also going to be offered for sale under your own name. People, this is very cool. So we think this project is beneficial in order to draw the attention of young people and also positive aspects of events. Our stories are more than just immigration. Our story is more than leaving a country. There's so many positive beneficial side of this. So please utilize your writing skills this time, and participate in this project. You can access detailed information about the project on silencedturkey.org website. If you want to know more about Hope Story project from 2,000 refugee children, you can go to silencedturkey.org website and learn more. Let's go back to our Kahoot competition. Here we go. Question number 6. A person who leaves his or her country because of persecution due to race, religion, nationality, political, or social group is an immigrant, refugee, disadvantaged person, or an alien. Some of these terms are used interchangeably. So, who do we call who leave their country because of persecution due to several reasons? Yes, we call them refugees, people. A new vocabulary in our vocabulary book. Oh, nothing has changed. Everyone, sitting on their thrones. First is bus, second is Ottoman, third is HG. It's like a tongue twister. Gosh. The fourth one is Özgür, and fifth one is ES. Let's go to the next question, number 7. Who sets out international human rights standards? The International Red Cross, the governments of individual countries, the United Nations, and the number 4, Amnesty International. We were just talking about international human rights, and it was set by the United Nations. Correct. A lot of people knew it already. Okay, the last 2 has made, there has been some changes there, but first is bus, second is Ottoman, third is HG. I'm getting better calling your name HG. Fifth one is Furkan, and sixth, what am I saying? Fifth one is Fatma Zehra, sorry. Question number 8. According to a 2019 report from the International Labour Organization, -- million children are working in labor. How many million children are working in labor? 102, 152, 202, 252. Those are a lot of numbers. And the correct answer, and this could have been a little tricky for many of us, the correct answer is 152 million children are working in labor. And these children could go as young as 4 years old, 5 years old. Very heartbreaking. Okay, Bas is on number 1 with 7,205. Fatma Zehra jumped from number 5 to number 2. Atman stays in number 3. Beyza, welcome to our scoreboard. She is on number 4, and AG is on number 5. Next question. Children and adolescents have never had the chance to attend school or have been forced to drop out. 121 million, 190 million, 200 million, and 50 million. How many million children and adolescents have never had the chance to attend to school or have been forced to drop out? The correct answer is 121 million. Gosh, the right of education has been, declined or taken away from 121 million children and adolescents. Even university students had to transfer to another institution because their universities got shut down in Turkey in 2016. 15 universities got shut down. Bas is on number 1. Again, Fatma Zehra is holding on to number 2. Beyza jumped up to number 3. Ataman is on number 4 position, and Özgür is up to number 5. So 4 players just hit answer streak 4. This is the next and last question before Did You Know segment. Question number 10. He was co-leader of the People's Democratic Party. He has been imprisoned since November 2016. Selahattin Demirtaş, Yaşar Kemal, Sezgin Tanrıkulu. This is a little bit related to Turkey. So who is the co-leader of HDP in Turkish, HDP? And the correct answer is Selahattin Demirtaş. He has been imprisoned since November 2016. It's going to be 5 years in a couple of months. So nothing has changed. Everyone remains on their own position. So before we continue, let me jump back to our second Did You Know segment. The second Did You Know segment is about the day when Human Rights Day is observed internationally. So it is celebrated annually across the world on 10th December every year. The date was adopted in 1948 by the United Nations General Assembly. This is why Human Rights Day is celebrated on 10th December. Having a day marked on everyone's calendar every year is very crucial to bring more awareness to what is going on around the world. For instance, there are a number of abductions by Erdogan's Turkey. We have a little video that shows about what is going on, and yeah, let's watch it. I have it ready. I can share.
Old Turkey no longer exists. This Turkey is the new Turkey, said Turkish President Erdogan in one of his campaign rallies. In the aftermath of the so-called coup attempt of July 15, 2016, the Turkish government under Erdogan started a mass crackdown on hundreds of thousands of innocent people, including journalists, teachers, academics, judges, police, and military officers who have been imprisoned and dismissed from their jobs. Erdogan used the failed coup attempt as a gift from God to silence critical opinions and consolidated more power to weaken the democratic institutions in Turkey. The Turkish government also pressured foreign governments with fear or favor diplomacy and promised them foreign aid, investment, financial and military assistance to silence, abduct, and extradite critics and dissidents. Many governments yield to the political pressure by Erdogan and help the Turkish National Intelligence Agency, MIT, to abduct and illegally transfer members of the Hizmet movement to Turkey. Some governments include Albania, Azerbaijan, Bahrain, Bulgaria, Kazakhstan, Kosovo, Malaysia, Moldova, Myanmar, Pakistan, Sudan, Ukraine, Kenya, and Kyrgyzstan. Since 1995, Saturday mothers have been protesting the thousands of forced disappearances and political murders in Turkey during the military coup era of the 1980s and afterwards. This group of people still face state repression, including police violence and prosecution. Credible reports by human rights organizations show that some governments worked in collaboration with the Turkish National Intelligence Agency to stage illegal operations on foreign soil and brought innocent people to Turkey where they faced torture, ill treatment, and a lack of fair trial. Black transporters have been symbols of these illegal operations because these people have been kidnapped with these vehicles. The Minister of Interior Süleyman Soylu and head of the National Intelligence Agency Hakan Fidan are the actors and perpetrators behind the transnational renditions. According to recent reports by human rights organizations, more than 144 innocent people were abducted inside and outside of Turkey after 2016. Most of the victims faced grave human rights violations, torture, and ill treatment, with brutal methods considered crimes against humanity. Hüseyin Galip Küçük Özyiğit was abducted in daylight in Turkey on December 29, 2020. Amnesty International calls on the Turkish authorities to promptly investigate his disappearance and find out about his whereabouts. Gökhan Türkmen was abducted in Turkey on February 7, 2019. Human Rights Watch demanded that the Turkish authorities should urgently carry out an effective investigation into credible testimony from a man in pre-trial detention that state agents forcibly disappeared him for 9 months and tortured him. Zabit Kişi was abducted by the Turkish National Agency in Kazakhstan on October 30, 2017. He was beaten, raped, electrocuted, and psychologically tortured for 108 days in an unknown facility. In his complaint petition, he said, "I was no longer finding those who commit suicide incomprehensible." He was sentenced to 13 years and 6 months of imprisonment without a fair trial. Memduh Çıkmaz was a successful businessman who fled Turkey to Sudan after the decline of democracy and the failed coup attempt in Turkey. He started a new life and business in Sudan. Still, the Sudanese government extradited him at the request of the Turkish government, and he was sentenced to 10 years of imprisonment without a fair trial in Turkey. Orhan İnandı is an educator who founded the Sapa educational institutions in Kyrgyzstan 25 years ago. On May 31, 2021, he was kidnapped in Kyrgyzstan and reappeared 35 days later in Turkey on July 5, 2021. In his statement, President Erdogan confirmed and said, "Our national intelligence organization brought Orhan İnandı to our country to face justice. The individuals caught in a row recently have once again shown the fact that there is no safe place in the world for them." Turkish media also published a photo of the victim between two Turkish flags to defame the Hizmet movement. Turkey was once a beacon of democratic consolidation, a positive model for the Middle East. Unfortunately, President Erdogan has turned into an autocratic regime to grip more power, to weaken the democratic values, the rule of law, and human rights with mass detentions, abductions, and grave human rights violations. No one is free, and no one can speak against Erdogan. Take action to stop abductions of Erdogan regime. Do not let Turkey to become a mafia state. Call your representatives now.
Yes, unfortunately, we have just seen few of many people who have been abducted, and having a day marked on everyone's calendar to bring out more awareness about these stories is very crucial. And this day is 10th of December, when Human Rights Day is observed internationally. It's December 10th. Let's continue, and we are into last 5 questions to our Kahoot competition. There we go. What was one of the main slogans of the massive protests against police brutality in the US in 2020? We can't party, we can't breathe, we can't eat, we don't like cabbage. So the main slogan of the protest in 2020 was, "We can't breathe." Unfortunately, a Black American was killed by police because his neck was being pressured by a police knee. Our scoreboard remains the same. The first position is Buzz, second is Fatma Zehra, third is Beyza, fourth Ottoman, and fifth Özgür. The strategy developed by Mahatma Gandhi and his supporters to overthrow the British rule of India was non-violent resistance, smart resistance, weaponless fighting, moneyless selling. This information was provided last month on Did You Know segment. So what strategy did Mahatma Gandhi use while overthrowing the British rule of India? And the correct answer is non-violent resistance. It was a successful one, even though many predicted that it wouldn't work. Cool. Nothing changes on the scoreboard. Let's move on. Question number 13. What was the year when majority of African countries achieved independence? 1945, 1950, 1957, 1960. The year when the majority of African countries achieved independence. The years are a little closer to each other, so it's very knowledge-based, this question. And the correct answer is 1960. A lot of people went with 1957, which is really close to 1960. So, new information. Question number 14. Before we move on to that, we have had changes. Beyza jumped to number 1. Furkan is number 2. Welcome, Furkan. Bas is staying on number 3. Fatma Zehra number 4, and Ottoman number 5. Question number 14. When did King John to sign the Magna Carta, which establishes certain rights that even the king cannot violate? 915, 1215, 1800, and 500. Gosh, I'm so used to naming the years as 2000 something. 915, 1215, 1800, and 500. And the correct answer is 1215. So the year of 1215 was the year the King John signed the Magna Carta, where it says certain rights even cannot be violated by the king. Did it make some change? Yes, it did. So we have Beyza staying on number 1, Bas number 2, Furkan number 3, another Furkan on number 4, and Fatma Zehra on number 5. So last but not least, before moving to the last question of this month's Kahoot, I want to talk about the last segment of Did You Know? So there was a time where there was a brave American civil rights activist who voted in a presidential election. At that time, women were not allowed to vote. 2 weeks later, she was arrested and eventually fined $100. Back in time, that was a lot of money, people. She was fined $100 for voting illegally because women were not allowed to vote. Do you know who she was? She was no one but Susan B. Anthony. So she was an American civil rights activist, Susan B. Anthony, and she was fined $100 for voting illegally. I mean, she never paid that money anyways, and she shouldn't have. But yeah, this was the last segment of Did You Know? Let's jump back to Kahoot and see the very last question of the month. Question number 15. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights has been translated into nearly languages. 200, 300, 400, 500. There are hundreds of languages in the world, and let's see how many of them were used to translate the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And the correct answer is, drum rolls, 400. Yeah, I was thinking of 200 and 300 in the beginning as well. Only 6 people guessed it correct. And the correct answer is 400. That's a lot of languages. Let's open the podium and see who is on number 3. Furkan. Congratulations. Number 2 is Buzz. And number 1 is, we've got a lot of people on number 1. And it's Beza. Congrats, everybody. Please do not forget to take a screenshot of your score with your username. And not only the top 3, but also everyone who's got correct answers, 12 out of 15. So if you got 12 questions correct, 13 questions correct, 14 questions correct, or 15 questions correct, you take the screenshot and send us that screenshot via email, or you can call us and let us know so that you can claim your prize. Just to remind again, the first prize gets $200, second prize gets $150, and third prize gets $100. Everyone who scored 12 out of 15 and above gets also the prize of $10. Last reminder, those who haven't reached out to us to claim their gifts from last month, please reach out to us. We want to give you a prize. And yeah, this concludes this month's Kahoot competition. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. I really enjoyed your insights in the chat box. We will definitely take them into consideration. You did a wonderful job. See you guys next month. Bye.